Welcome back to the PGA First Look video. We're here to talk about the Zozo Championship. Tom Kim fresh off another win, his second before the age of 21 at the Shriners Open. Awesome to see him playing so well. He was obviously a star at the President's Cup, and excited to see him tee it up this week. We have the Cordia Golf Narashino Country Club. Par 70, the measure is just under 7,100 yards. It's a unique par 70 in that there's 3 par 5s and 5 par 3s. And another unique feature is that none of the par 4s measure between 426 and 485 yards. So you got 5 that are greater than 485, 5 that are less than 425. The fairways are tree lined, a lot of dog legs on the course. Many of the holes have 2 different greens, which are going to be used interchangeably throughout the tournament. The fairways and greens are both Zozo, while the greens are bent grass, and they're going to be slow, about 10.5 on the stimp meter. They are pretty small in size. Both the times that the event was held at this specific course, it was in the top 15 in terms of difficulty. So it's a nice change of pace from the Birdie Fest that we've seen the last few weeks. The fairways are kind of tough to hit on average. The greens are pretty tough to hit on average. And the last 2 winners at this course, Tiger Woods, Hideki Matsuyama. 2 things they do well: elite iron play, good scramblers. So I don't mind looking at those skill sets this week. I wanted to touch on a couple things in the model. So I have 3 different comps that you can look at this week. So they're going to be strokes gained on par 70 courses, strokes gained on bent grass courses, and then strokes gained in no-cut events. So guys that really tend to shine in no-cut events. That's going to be the comp number 3 here. As you can see, Xander and Tyrrell Hatton. That's kind of interesting. Hatton wasn't a guy that I originally thought to look at hard this week, even though he's coming in pretty good form, fresh off of 2 top 10s in a row. So a lot of different ways you can look at the model and decide who you want to play, who you want to bet. Obviously, you got the different stats broken down by time frame. You can adjust these to your liking. I'm putting a pretty big emphasis on strokes gained approach, bigger emphasis on strokes gained around the green than the usual, bogey avoidance, and green irregulation, kind of my main stats. But total driving strokes gained off the tee included as well. Bent grass splits are included as well. Small weight to course history. We don't have a lot of data to work with. Only 2 years of a sample size, so I don't want to overweight that too much. And then I have my regular midterm and short term. So this is over the last 8 months and over the last 4 months. Then we have the field strength index, which kind of shows you how good are the fields that golfers are competing against. So guys that haven't been playing in the strongest fields are going to get discounted a little bit. So guys that are playing just in the best events are going to get bumped up a little bit in their projection, which they should, because they've been playing against the best golfers in the world. And then I broke down my long-term form. I used to have 4 columns here. I added a couple more. So now it's all broken down between cut percentage, how often they finished in the top 36, 24, 12, and 6% of the fields that they're playing in, and then how often they finish top 3. And what this does, it kind of allows you to play around with different things. So if you're playing DFS on a normal week, you're trying to maximize your 6-to-6 percentage, you can bump up these 2 columns here. These are the safety columns. If you're just looking for upside, which I am this week because there's no cut this week, I'm going to be bumping up these 2 columns, as you can see here, 14% weight to those 2. Now, there's certainly some interesting names here. Cam Young's a guy, hasn't been the greatest in terms of his cut rate since the start of 2021, but the upside's been massive. So when he does make the cut, and he's obviously going to make the cut this week since there is none, ton of upside. Same with Colin Morikawa. Tom Kim, obviously up there. Hovland, Xander. So certainly an interesting way to kind of look at form. It kind of takes out the median results, it takes out the outliers. And so you can focus on median with these 2, or you can focus on the outliers with these 2 is what I was trying to say there. And then I gave a couple bumps to Hideki, who's obviously a great course history, from Japan, very familiar with the course. And then Tommy Fluid, who just always plays a lot better outside of America. And then to come up with my overall rankings, I'll have ownership in here. I'll have the tee times posted in here for RG Premium members. And then starting at the start of 2023, I'll have player notes for everyone in the field as well. And again, if you are a premium member, you can download this model. You can play with the weights, whether you are chasing guys that are safe, guys that want upside, birdie makers, guys that are good course history, guys that are good on bent grass, guys that are good in no-cut events, whatever it may be. You can adjust this model to your liking. It's a lot of fun each week. Gotten a lot of good feedback on it. So we'd love to have you as a part of RG Premium. If not, appreciate you watching this video, and we'll catch you next week.